I'm speaking on my own behalf, not on behalf of the British Methodist Church, nor on behalf of the Methodist Church Ghana. I don't speak for any of these two churches. I am a minister in full connection with the Methodist Church Ghana, serving the British Methodist Church. But I am a member of the British Methodist Conference, a conference elected representative of the British Methodist Conference. And I'm sending this message to you because most of you friends, colleagues, church members have asked a lot of questions through WhatsApp and Facebook and calls about the decision that the British Methodist Church made yesterday at its conference here in Birmingham. Yes, it is true that the British Methodist Church has made a decision, voted massively in favor of accepting the marriages of LGBTQI plus people, that is gay, lesbians, and all the others. In doing so, the British Methodist Church had to amend or change, if you like, its definition of marriage, and also change its other documents, liturgy, constitution, and all other documents that have definitions of marriage in it. It means that the British Methodist Church accepts that now marriage is between any two people. Now, this any two people also still recognizes that marriage can be between only a man and a woman. That is for some members of the British Methodist Church. And for others, it can be a man and a woman, it can be a man and a man, or a woman and a woman. Now, these marriages are now accepted to be celebrated, solemnized, or blessed in Methodist church buildings. And also Methodist ministers are now permitted, allowed to officiate at such marriages, being between a man and a man, or a woman and a woman, or transgender, whatever that would mean. But I need to point out here also that the church at its conference here in Birmingham also accepted and affirmed cohabitation. That is when a man and a woman, or any two people, have not married yet, but they've chosen to live together in a loving, supportive, and affirming relationship. Now, these two decisions and other consequent decisions have been going around in the media in a way, and most of the headlines you see is the Methodist Church has allowed gay marriage or accepted same-sex marriage, or whatever it is. First of all, most of the news that you will be receiving would have come from the UK. And so the UK media is referring to the Methodist Church in UK. It is not referring to the Methodist Church all over the world. As most of you will know, the Methodist Church UK, or British Methodist Church if you like, is indeed the mother church of Methodism, where John Wesley lived and established the church and led it until he died. Even though John Wesley died as an Anglican minister, he is still widely seen as the founder of what we call the Methodist Church today, and Methodism in general, where many other churches who don't even have the name Methodist in their name still claim the Wesleyan heritage. But what we need to understand is all these other conferences, Ghana, Nigeria, United Methodist Church in the US, and every other place, are autonomous churches, autonomous conferences on their own. And as much as the decision of the British Methodist Church may be tagged on all other Methodists, the truth is that the decision they have made does not, or is not binding on any Methodist conference. So I'm here specifically speaking to my friends from Ghana who have been sending messages. I've also had a few messages from Nigeria and other places. Please, the Methodist Church Ghana, the Methodist Church Nigeria, and the Methodist Church any other place apart from the United Kingdom are not bound by this decision that the British Methodist Church has made. It means that you don't have to worry that your church has now accepted gay marriage or whatever it is. I'm sure every conference, including the Methodist Church Ghana conference, through its leadership, would respond at the appropriate time. And what I want to say is we should all remain calm, we should all remain prayerful, and we should all encourage one another. As a member of the British Methodist Conference since 2019, I have been part of this debate, and those of us in the minority who are against this decision have made our views known, and the church have listened in love and in respect, as much as we have also listened to the others in love and in respect. I want to place on record here that the Methodist Church UK, the British Methodist Church, has been on a very long journey for over 3 decades concerning this, and that is what has culminated in this decision. They have fought, they have conferred, they have struggled, they have agreed, they have disagreed, and finally have come to this decision. We all don't know the impact of this decision on the churches and the congregations of the British Methodist Church, but we live to see as the days go by. The good news is that even though Methodist ministers in Britain from today are allowed to officiate at same-sex marriages, and that Methodist church buildings can be used to officiate, celebrate, solemnize, bless same-sex marriages, ministers can decide not to do it, and they will not be forced to do it. So if there is a Methodist minister in the UK, he or she does not necessarily have to agree to officiate same-sex marriage. No. In actual fact, here in the UK, especially in England and Wales, before you can officiate same-sex marriages, you have to be registered to officiate same-sex marriages, just as you have to be registered to officiate heterosexual marriages. So it is not a done deal. If a minister doesn't want to do it, he will not be forced to do it. And in passing the resolutions, conference have put in place measures and statements and resolutions which will protect ministers of that nature who feel conscience bound and biblically injuncted not to accept to officiate same-sex marriages. Again, churches, congregations can also decide through their church councils, what we call leaders meeting in Ghana, whether or not they want to allow same-sex marriages in their building. So yes, the conference has made the decision, but individual churches and individual ministers who don't want to do it would not be forced to do it. So we need to pray for ourselves. I've said a few things, and in conclusion, what I'm saying is the British Methodist Church has made the decision to accept and affirm cohabitation and accept same-sex marriages to be celebrated in their buildings and by their ministers. But ministers and churches can decide not to do it, and their decision does not or is not binding on all other Methodists in the world, especially including the Methodist Church Ghana, the Methodist Church Nigeria, and all other Methodists. They are not bound by that decision. In fact, this morning, the Methodist Church of Ireland has released a statement on their Facebook saying that they will continue to hold marriage as between only a man and a woman. So let us pray for our churches Let us pray for the British Methodist Church itself. And also let us pray for the Methodist Church Ghana in particular, and other Methodist churches, Nigeria and all those other places, as they think, as they pray, as they reflect and decide on what response to give to this momentous occasion, which I know is shaking the Methodist family. God bless you.